you. We're okay. Bye.
Check 1 2, testing 1 2. Let us know if you guys can hear us. I know we have one person here. We had a little issue, but Nikita, can you let us know if you can hear what we're saying before we start going through these questions? Hello, TJ. What's popping? What's popping?
Do you want to pass me the keyboard just in case?
Yeah, sure. Yes, very clear. Okay, Yay. They can hear us. Now, is it through these mics you can hear us, or is it through the audio from the? What up, Anthony? Crystal, AW. What's going down? All right, man.
Should we have headphones on? Because I don't know what's being heard.
That's fine.
All right. I guess nobody's talking to us.
All right. So just to let you guys know, to keep it a buck, we ain't been cool in the past week. We haven't uploaded to our own platform, and I don't know if she was expecting to say that, but I'm just gonna say it because, it's been rough, guys. It's been rough. So we're all about authenticity. We're all about transparency. Sometimes a little too much, and I think we hit a point this week where it's kind of like I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I could say something I don't want to say. So. Just so you guys know, and we'll put that level of I don't know, like a layer of what am I trying to say here? A layer of.
If you're a member of the wedding party, you probably can tell when we are and are not. And so what Glenn is trying to say is that as we go through these questions, he just wants y'all to know that we've been beefing this week.
Yeah, so the questions
might be an undertone of that.
Well, or the questions may not even come out. Disclaimer. Thank you so much.
Is that the word?
Yeah. So basically, the questions might not even be like my true answer. It might be how I'm feeling in the moment. So.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. All right. So. We're here, Black Love
Live. I can't see what's being said.
It's fine.
If you're a member of the wedding party, let us know.
Yeah, wedding party in the building. How married are you? What's going on? We're here for Black Love Live. So excited to be here. Black Love has been showing a lot of love to Black people, and just making sure that people know that Black love is real and normal and valuable. And so we definitely feel that. And we feel so blessed to be a part of it. And thank you so much, Cody and Tommy, for
letting us be
here. And the whole Black Love team. You guys are amazing. So we're supposed to go through these questions?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to start. I don't know. Did they make it a light question first?
Well, why isn't this just on one sheet of paper? Why is it cut out?
Because they suggested this. We haven't been talking, so you can't communicate anyway. This is like our first time sitting down to talk. Anyway, they suggested that we cut out the questions, put them in a hat, and then pull them out one at a time.
Okay. Well,
but it's okay. I'm just grabbing them. Okay, here we go. So, first question. Dang. Let's start.
No. You use that question right there. What is it? Let's see what she's trying to avoid.
It's just so heavy, man. There's no hey, icebreaker question. Your marriage expectations were based on the models you saw from your parents. What models do you hope your children take from you when they grow up and get married?
This is going to be like therapy. Go ahead.
What models do you hope your children take from you when they grow up and get married? I hope that our children would take from us how...
Well, it says from you. So is it just you or us?
From you, us, as a couple.
Okay.
Lord, have mercy. CBS is calling me. I know.
Okay.
Should I answer it? Okay.
Go ahead. Answer the question.
So I think that what I would like our kids to take from us is that we value our relationship above theirs. Above our relationship with theirs. That may sound a little bit harsh. But I think a lot of times we as parents, like when we become parents in a relationship, what is going on? Go
ahead. Just go.
We as, when we become parents, when you get married and then you become parents, you add kids to the mix. It's so easy to kind of make things all about the kids. And I think I kind of talked about this. At least there was an Instagram clip of this conversation. And so one of the things I want our kids to walk away from is knowing that we prioritize our relationship more than any others. Not that we neglect the relationship that we have with our children, but that we value our relationship because we know at the end of the day they're gonna leave and start their own families, and it's just gonna be us.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think that the model that I hope our kids take from us, I think really has to like go into like the service mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, though you are in a relationship because it benefits you, you are there for not for so much you, but for others. You know what I'm saying? And that like marriage can really show you a lot about who you are. You know, and so that's what's interesting about most relationships. That I think that is pretty challenging when you realize that some people grew up in homes where their parents were like, I'm staying the same, you adjust to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things I've been learning is that like, no, I'm not supposed to stay the same. Like these people are supposed to change me for the better. It's going to make me a better member of the community, a lover of God, a lover of my friends and family. Like they're making me a better man. And so I need to allow that to change me. You know what I'm saying? For the better. So yeah.
Someone said, "Where's the pink background?" Don't. And I just want to say that we did not plan to coordinate today, but we kind of coordinated.
Yeah, people were calling us the yellow and blue couple on Twitter on the Black Love. So
that was an accident, by the way.
That was an accident too. Yeah. It did look good though. You have an entire platform about marriage. Why?
I don't know anymore. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think the reason that we have all the platforms that we have is because we didn't really get to see the proof. And so we exist on these platforms so that other people can kind of like have a realistic perspective of what's to come as a husband and wife, as a father and mother, as a family, as being Black in America, all the things. And so I guess we want to, I don't know, just expose all the things.
Well,
Not
I mean,
all the things.
Well, I mean, like, well, here it is. Like, basically, when you walk, like, people be lying, man. Like, they act like everything is fine, and they pretend that nothing goes wrong, and it's just such a farce, and it's not fair. So when you grow up and you start adulting, you be like, why y'all ain't tell me about this, and why y'all ain't tell me about that, and why, like, even becoming like a business owner. I didn't know all this stuff. It's ridiculous the amount of stuff that is kind of like I'm learning and no one told me about. And I just felt so like had. And in marriage, it's a lot of that because you don't realize that when you marry somebody, right, you're proving to them like how much you love them every single day. Right. So it's not that they don't believe you, but like what you're doing is proving your love. Right. So I remember like, early on when you were working and we had found out about the bills or whatever.
The bills are the student loans.
I was trying to cover you there.
Well, I want people to know it's student loans and I'm not out here just charging credit cards and doing all kinds of crap.
Okay. All right. So
I'm not irresponsible. I'm just ignorant. No, not ignorant. Naive.
The Lord gonna speak through you if you let him. Okay. So
I can't stand.
So when we found out about the bills, and I was like, yeah, I'm willing to work anywhere. Like I'll work anywhere. And you were like, well, you're not applying to Target or you're not applying in this place. And I'm kind of like, yeah, well, and you're like, well, I don't think you're going to work anywhere. I think you want to work where you want to work. And so I was like, man, I feel like I already married you. Like I proved to you that I loved you. And then like, that's when Pat was kind of like, nah, like you need to continue to show her that you're willing to do anything you can, you know what I'm saying, to provide for your family. You know what I mean? And so that was a lesson that I learned. And I just feel like so much of what we're doing is proving what life is supposed to be like for others. And it's not that it's supposed to be like this. It can be like this, or it can be better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, or it can be much better than this, or it can be
Yeah.
much worse. But a lot of it is just coming in and saying, okay, you know, the real value in the story is that like it doesn't end in this moment. Like I feel like so many people give you a snapshot and then they come out on the other side like, "Oh, I'm glad I made it out of that." You know what I'm saying? Or we made it through that time. Remember, it was hard, but it's like, no, how was it hard? What did you do differently? Like, what was the real value in you struggling through those conversations and fighting? And so that's why we have How Married Are You, to kind of cast a light there and show you guys that it's not easy. It's all work. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about being right or wrong either. You know what I'm saying? It's hard though.
Sometimes it is.
I mean, you can open it up, but if you're just gonna keep going down there, so what you
I
mean?
just said sometimes it can be.
All right, cool.
Right.
Y'all might catch, y'all might catch something on this one. All right, so let's go. Next one. Since the filming of the last episode, have you made any changes to making breakfast?
Breakfast making procedures. I didn't really know what they're referencing. Did we say something about breakfast on the Black Love doc? Do y'all know what they're talking about?
Oh, I think about like like, do you make breakfast for me now? Because I think
yeah. Sometimes I try. I mean, like,
because it was at one point where
Yvette
was a stay. She started staying home, and then she would like make breakfast, but just for the kids. Like she would make, and she wouldn't make breakfast
for me.
For her, it would just be for the kids. And I'm like, yo, if you in the kitchen, like, you could toss some of them oatmeals for me. You could just another cup. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like when she was home, like I made everybody breakfast. You know what I'm saying? So, but now she does making like a huge effort. You know what I'm saying? I be getting like the salmon, scrambled eggs, like some really good meals now. So yeah, she's definitely stepped her game up.
I mean, I don't know. This morning wasn't a good morning. I had a doctor's appointment for our youngest child. And like before I left, I made breakfast for everybody and even packed snacks and breakfast for Uzi. And then I got to 12 o'clock in the day where I was working out in the gym and I was like, why do I feel like this? And it's because I was working out with no fuel in my body. So I still suck, but you know.
She doesn't take very good care of herself.
God ain't through with me yet.
All
right. So these ones got like, let's do this one.
Since the doc aired, do you think that there has been a better balance of care for yourself, the children, and your marriage?
No.
Why not?
I mean, obviously this week indicates that. I feel like we have I don't know, a better balance of care since the doc aired. What did we say? That we lacked balance?
Yeah, we said a lot of that. Just think about where we were during that time. And we had like, we needed a housekeeper. We needed probably more help with the kids.
I think we've definitely I feel like we're definitely starting to surround ourselves with people that are like, I think one of the things for me is that when I did become a stay-at-home mom, I felt like I had to be able to do it all. Like I had to be able to keep the house clean. I had to be able to homeschool the kids. I had to be able to feed the kids. Not only feed the kids, but feed the kids balanced meals. I had to be able to support my husband. I had to be able to do all the things on my own because I had nothing else that I was doing. But I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is that it's okay to reach out and ask for help and even pay for help. And so, or like allocate resources for that help, because I guess since the doc aired, we actually have added quite a bit of help to
our lives in
business and in the home. And so I do believe that that is helping us. Like I definitely feel like we are more equipped to become more balanced, but I don't know that we have accomplished that balance.
I mean, we're just, and make sure you guys are throwing questions in here during the chat, because we're gonna circle back to those. We only have like a couple more questions left from Black Love, but yeah, I think we've accomplished a lot. We definitely have taken on some bigger projects in the past 3 months that has kind of sucked our energy. And then, we did take like our first vacation since Anaya was born, which was the elopement.
Since before and I was born.
Yeah, since before Anaya was born, which is the elopement. And I think that was a form of self-care. Now, we did film a little bit, like one day there, but for the most of the time, we would just sleep and chilling and watching Game of Thrones and like just kicking it. Which is something that I think at this stage in our life, like I need more of, because every day for me is like, woo, like, you know what I mean? Like trying to go super hard. And then like when I stop, I'm just kind of like dizzy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, it's like, even when you add people to the team, you're still then like responsible for those relationships and like bringing up those people. You know what I mean? And so I don't think I was quite ready for this transition. And I think I didn't realize I was going to be like a boss kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping that it would be like a quick season and we can shift. But I realized this is probably who I'm going to be for the next 40 years or so. You know what I'm saying? Which I was not aware of. I was easily trying to pass that along to someone else for sure. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable here.
All right. What have you found to be the best techniques to keep your relationship alive? Eat food and make sure you don't die.
The best techniques to keep your relationship alive. I don't hold back. I'm very honest about, I'm not feeling this. I think this is corny. We should not be doing this. That relationship has to die. And like, you need to stop. You need a break. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you the truth that it seems like I get a kick out of it, but it's almost like I'm telling you the truth so that I can sustain myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if I can correctly care for you if you're not protecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's I don't know if that's the best technique to like be happy.
Yeah, I feel like when they say keep your relationship alive, it's more like, oh, I don't know. I just picture,
you feel like it's moments.
I feel like blah, blah, blah. I picture.
You can't edit that
out. We laugh. I picture people like holding hands, running down the beach, or for us, I think keeping our relationship alive, like, what does alive look like for us? I feel like it would be us enjoying each other's company in the ways that we enjoy. Like Glenn likes to go play tennis. We would be playing a lot of tennis, or we would be having a lot of sex, or we would be, I don't know, just enjoying each other.
I just don't think alive means for the moment.
You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. You're saying sustaining, something more sustaining.
Like, you can eat food to stay alive. Mm-hmm. You can eat McDonald's to stay alive. You know what I'm saying? But what's gonna like make you feel and operate to the best of your ability? You know what I mean? And for me, that like being alive and living are two different things. You know what I'm saying?
He's about to preach, y'all. Here you go.
No, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
So, but I do feel like we are alive, and we're aware of that. But what are we going to do with this life that we have? I'm always in this space, guys. I sit in this space mainly because I know how short our lives are and how temporary, this moment can be. And so if we don't maximize it, I feel like, man, we're going to regret it, So, yeah. I think we definitely are on the opposite side of the spectrum there.
What do you mean?
Like
you and I individually?
You and I.
What's the spectrum?
Okay, are we thinking about how do we live our best life in the next 10 years versus like what
in this moment
right now?
And you think I'm in the moment?
Do you think you're in the moment? Don't try to set me up. Do you think you're in the moment?
Do you think I'm in the moment?
Do y'all think she's in the moment?
Goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, I definitely am more momentarily, but I also feel like I'm in the future as well. Like I'm not ignoring the future.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but you said we're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I do feel that.
Yeah, so then you do.
All right. Since quarantine, have you learned anything new about each other?
Y'all, quarantine didn't really change our life, to be honest. Right? We just don't go nowhere anymore.
You gotta stop doing that because I'm like,
sorry. Right? Would you say quarantine? Like, I feel like everything was pretty much the same. The only difference is our kids didn't have all the extracurricular activities that they had. I didn't learn anything new about Glenn, but I am more so aware of his lack of need for engagement with other people. You know what I mean?
So that's something learned. That's something you learned.
I mean, I guess it was heightened knowledge.
Okay. Do you
learn
that? Okay. Do you know it? All right. You knew that. You learned it kind of. But is it something you're willing to apply to what you know in the decisions you make for the future? Okay,
what do you mean by that?
All right,
question? Is it something I'm willing to apply?
All right, so listen. So like, boom, you knew that I don't really need a lot of community like that. Now you know for sure, like, oh, this dude, right? But you still kind of like, I think I can convince him to.
Do you think I am like that?
I want to know now, in being quarantined, like, what have you learned in that?
I will say that from that, I have even been discovering it about myself. Like, I feel like I have come to a place where I don't make time for relationships that I know aren't going anywhere. Whereas before, I would, I would spend time with people I probably shouldn't have been spending time with, or who I didn't have any business spending time with. And so for me, the time that I do spend with individuals or take time to whatever are people who I know are going to be like my people. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I have become more, what's the word? More
aware
or more like intentional about who I'm spending my time with.
Okay.
What is happening?
So I'm going to say that
like I'm being set up. I'm tired. Are we done yet?
No, we're not. How long is an hour? So we got to do this for an hour.
45 minutes.
Somebody text us. Y'all watching Black Love. Tell us how long we got to do this for. Listen, you got to stop doing that.
What am I
doing? You could trigger a button.
Let's tell them. Let's do the rap. Let's do the rap.
We can't do it without the headphones.
We can't? We're going to do the rap. Let's take a break. This is a commercial break. I don't even have my chords.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. Okay.
Go ahead. I don't have the chords.
It's right there.
Oh, well, why isn't it? It's not in the thing.
My name Belief. This is Yvette, and we've been married 10 years. Live in California. Got 4 kids. Relationships are scary, and it's very necessary that we share our love or struggles, and we ask how married are you? Every Tuesday and Thursday, shawty. If you're listening, you're in the wedding party. Sometimes deep, sometimes lighthearted. I don't know what else to say, so it's time to get it started. Look, it's
Black Love Lifetime.
It's Black Up Lifetime.
Black Up Love Lifetime.
All right.
Black Love Lifetime.
All right. How about we do this? Can we share a chocolate baby?
45 minutes. Black Love said 45 minutes or however long you feel comfortable going for.
Oh, they say there's no music.
Oh, they can't hear the music? No.
Oh, that was tragic. How could y'all not hear the music? I thought
it's probably not.
Oh, that's just no music.
There's no music. That's so sad.
You know, my heart dropped. That's like so embarrassing. Can you guys hear us through these mics? That's so weird. It's no music. We're gonna have to figure this out, guys. We're gonna have to redeem ourselves.
Black Love, do y'all still want us on here?
Hey.
You can tell us to leave.
Y'all just watched us do that whole thing. Ain't nobody. It should have been like an alarm.
I feel like crying.
Yeah, whatever, man. Hold on. Okay, Chocolate Baby story time. That's so we do this thing on our YouTube channel.
No, they said nah. It's a computer audio. Why are we even using this?
Y'all can't hear us. Y'all hear us like this?
But it still looks nice. It looks nice to have the mics here. It's a comfort thing for me. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Chill.
Okay, what was the question since quarantine? You were about to answer it. You were about to go in and say something crazy.
Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway. I learned, okay, so one thing I did, I actually missed the homies.
You missed the homies.
Yeah, I missed the homies. JR came by the other night.
He did?
Yeah, and we kicked it.
Where?
To the Film Hub.
I was gonna say, what house did you come to?
Yeah, he came to the Film Hub. We kicked it. Jimmy came by yesterday. He grabbed all that footage that I had of him.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I didn't realize that the last time I hung out with my friends was gonna be the last time.
Dang.
And like when we had that Bible study in the garage, like I didn't realize it was done after that.
Are you about to cry?
Mm-mm.
I haven't touched you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave. I'm uncomfortable.
That's
and
okay.
It's hot. Where is the air conditioning at? Oh, it's because the window is. I did turn it on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I miss the homies. 100%. But it's not like I realized too that it's like I still have no time for him. Like when I talked to Jimmy, I talked to one of my good friends, and I was like, "Yo, we need." Like, I wish we could kick it again. He was like, yeah, but to be honest, I can't do it every week. And I was like, yeah, me neither, to be honest. And I was like, maybe once a quarter. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize when we had that weekly Bible study, we were like getting together for like one of the last times in our lives, or at least for the next few years. Like it's really difficult for all of us to get together. Like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't realize that. But I am very I'm very much like I miss the homies. One thing I learned about you during quarantine. During quarantine, I learned a lot, man. I don't know if it's all good to say here. It's always like stuff that I'm like keeping for like my understanding and trying to apply, right? But Yvette. Oh, okay. So I know, like when I
first, that is Baltimore. You hear?
Yes, Baltimore. So look, don't do that, guys.
That's funny that they said that.
So look, what I learned, right?
I see all the other questions. We'll get to those.
So what I learned, right, is that you don't necessarily need me. Like you are cool if I'm not here. Because I remember it was like before quarantine happened, it was like, yo, you're never here. You're never home. Da-da-da-da-da. You're always working.
Why are you getting loud?
Because you got loud. And so I'm like, all right, cool. How often do you need me home? Da-da-da-da. We try to switch it up. Then quarantine happened. And then like, I came home like for a minute. Right. And I guess it was just kind of like, are you going to go back to the office? Like, she was like, she's like, why? I don't understand why you are so.
You know how it is, y'all. If you're somebody, give me an amen in the comment section, because what happens is.
Hold up, real quick.
Okay, finish your thought.
If it's men in here, I need y'all to stand up, man. I need y'all to.
It don't look like it. These names don't look masculine at all.
No, don't do that. Don't do that to him. We got a Daryl.
I didn't see that.
We got a Daryl. We got some initials. Any of these initials could be.
These are hi, ladies. Hi, guys.
What up, Charmaine? Charmaine's in here. So I don't know. So check this out. Yeah, you don't need me like that. Jonathan, I appreciate it. Byron, I appreciate it.
Okay.
I just want them to know I appreciate it. So look, man. Yeah, I don't feel like you need me like that. Like I feel like you need me and then he hasn't been around in a while. Why is he never here? And then when I come and I'm always here, it's like you're kind of throwing off my thing. Would you say that's true? Yeah. So
I mean, it's because if you're working from home, I feel like I have to keep the kids quiet. The kids don't really understand that you're working, so then they come in and they like want to engage with you, but then I have to keep them away. And then if I have to keep them away, they're like, why do I have to stay away? And
Yeah.
it's just all the things. So it's like when you're at the office, we know you're there to work, but when you're home, it's kind of like there's a compartmentalization that's happening for all of us. And I didn't realize that I needed it. Like I needed it. But when you were home, it was nice at first. And then it was like, yo, you gonna be here forever?
Yeah.
Like, go. We are paying rent at that place, you
Yeah.
know? So, but there was other reasons why you were home during that
Yeah.
time too. We had some sketchy people.
Hey, can we talk about death
Lord.
threats on the influencers? It's not cool, man. Y'all got to knock it off with the
These
death.
aren't the people.
I know these aren't the people with the death threats, but I'm just saying it happens. Like I gotta adjust. Like I've had to adjust my.
Hi, George. George is here. Charmaine's husband.
What up, George? Hey, look, I've had to adjust so much about my life just because I'm thinking about the potential threats to our family. Like I be thinking all the time. So it's like you guys may not even know that these people, these content creators are dealing with this type of stuff. But when we say stuff like things that we believe in or things that we are about, like people take offense to it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to kind of move differently. Yeah, it's just kind of weird, man. It's weird and awkward. But yeah, let's hop into some of these conversations.
Somebody asked a question.
Yeah.
Dang, you're going.
I was trying to go all the way back.
There weren't very many questions at the top.
Yeah, it was.
What, really? Oh, what is? Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Okay. So is Uzi's name Nigerian? No. Uzi means God is my strength.
His name is Uzziah.
Uzziah.
So his full name.
How are you managing the extra help in your home in the middle of the pandemic? My husband and I are trying to navigate getting help for the newborn, but there's anxiety around safety.
So you just have to set boundaries for the people that come into your home. And then, before you welcome them into your home, you just have to say, like, I don't know, you can have a test done. I know a friend of ours is a nanny and she gets COVID tested weekly, like every Monday. We don't do that, but we do trust that our nannies are being careful and mindful. Every time anyone enters our home, we ask them to wash their hands and remove their shoes. And we don't really do the mask thing. We kind of just pray. But at some point, I feel like you just have to, I don't know. I feel like personally, I do believe that we should be careful. But at the same time, I feel like we're going to have to learn to live with COVID and learn to live with like ways of navigating through it. At first, like we had a nanny like way back when, and then we had her stop coming and because of COVID or whatever. And then it just got to the point where it's like, I cannot manage this on my own, especially because the kids weren't getting their weekly activities. Like they would do parkour once a week. They would do music class once a week.
Twice a week, right?
Music class was once a week. They had like things that they did to get us out of the house and doing things. But then when we were all just in the house together, I was like, for my sanity, I need help. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are different ways.
Yeah, I think we held off pretty long.
We held off for a long time and then we just like, we got to do
it. Someone said, how can we stop romanticizing marriage? What questions helps bring us back to reality? How can we stop romanticizing marriage and what questions bring us back to reality?
Are we romanticizing? Are they?
I'm just saying in general. I think that person is saying people in general. How can they stop romanticizing marriage?
And then what was the second part of the question?
What questions can we ask to bring us back to reality?
Why did you scroll away? What questions can we ask to bring us back to reality?
So do you think shows we see, maybe in other people's homes and we romanticize what happens when the door is closed? You know what I'm saying? And we try to peek through the window and get glimpses, but we actually don't know what happens. Mm-hmm. Even in the relationships we have, we don't even know what happens. So we romanticize it because when it's time to go outside, everybody's smiling. and everybody's good.
Yeah.
And everybody can put away their dirt long enough to stand up and look good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we stop romanticizing marriage by having more people be authentically themselves. Like Black Love is a perfect platform to help you not romanticize marriage, but desire it in the way that it works for you. So many of you guys have preconceived notions about marriage or even about family, right? People look at me as the Black dad and be projecting their own fatherhood issues on me. You know what I'm saying? Or mothers or their children or whatever. Y'all gotta understand that everybody's going through a process, and it's, do you desire the process? Not do you desire to get married, not do you desire to have a family, because all those things are great desires, but all that stuff comes with work. The having to explain to your child why you're working, like, and that your work is important, but they only see that you're working and they think that you aren't spending any time with them. Like, that is a hard conversation to have with a 5-year-old. And he doesn't know that other people grow up and never see their dads. You know what I'm saying? He only knows that, dog, you used to play with me every day, and now you only play with me twice a week. What's up with that? You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, yo, let's value the time we have together. We romanticize marriage so much. I think we just have to have more conversations and more authentic shows like Black Love, like
and How Married Are You podcast,
and How Married Are You plug, and to everyone else who has a platform that celebrates marriage. I know Angel and Marcus have one, Kev on Stage and Melissa have one, the Perrys have one. Like, so there's people out there giving you that authentic real, and you just kind of have to go out and search for that. Questions that you can ask. I don't know, man. Dating questions are so weird because even the person who you're asking a question to doesn't know the answer because they're not with you yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you the type of person to do this? Nah, I'm never the type of person to do that. But like, you be with somebody like, man, you made me want to do that, yo. Like, you make me want to go crazy a little bit. I never think I was the type of person to go crazy. But
he's talking about his own experience. Crazy. What's happening right now?
Go ahead. Keep going.
I was gonna read that question.
Okay.
The question is, Yvette, at what point in your relationship did you realize how brutally honest Glen is? Did you ever feel that it could make or break you guys? Okay, I love this question because I knew it before we got married. You want to know how I knew it before we got married? Glen used to tell me, what he used to tell me? He's like, I ain't going to hell for nobody. When it came to like sexual purity, you also used to say, I just know if this ain't going to work out, then the Lord has somebody better for me. Like, who says that in a relationship with somebody? Nobody says that. Glen was always
the real ones do.
Brutally honest. And it is actually one, and it's crazy because like I watch Glen navigate relationships with some of his like guy friends or whatever, and he'll be saying things to them just point blank or whatever, and I'm looking at them like, and they just keep coming back for more. Like, there are conversations that Glen will literally have with men, and I'm like, oh man, that relationship is over. Like, I don't know how you're gonna come back from that. And then next week they'd be like, hey bro, what's up? So like,
but the conversations go like this: bro, I love you, thank you so much for being honest with me. I appreciate the fact that you can tell me, keep it real, and thank you, and just don't leave me. Like, that's the type of conversations we'd be having.
And so, and that's kind of how I feel with Glen. Like, I appreciate that it's very rare that I have to wonder like what he's thinking or how he's feeling or, you know, any of those things. As far as do you think it can make or break your relationship? I don't know. I do think that Glen can learn some tact moving forward. I'd like to think that we're in this for a long haul and it's forever.
I'd like to think.
I'm just saying. Like, that's my intention. My intentions are to be with him forever. He always fantasizes about being old, where he can just say whatever he want to say because he's old, an old Black man sitting on the porch.
I mean, like, to make it as an old Black man, that is an amazing reward.
It really is.
Hey, I'm going to say whatever I want to say. You get off my lawn. Like, I'm going crazy. I'm going to say whatever I can. Wait a minute. There was a question I wanted to answer.
Sorry.
Someone said, How did you learn to accept Yvette's need to take time to process what you have communicated? What do you do in the meantime? Right? Be mad. I just be mad. Like, I don't know how to, like, I think I'm doing better with it where I can like kind of postpone the conversation. I think for a while I was doing that a lot.
True. This week we had a thing and he didn't like force me to talk about it like forever, which he does. Like Glenn will get into
Hey, so where you going? We gotta talk.
But I think it's also this season of life that we're in where he's a lot busier. And so it's kind of like I don't have time to really sit with this. So it is kind of helpful for me. But yeah.
Yeah, Yvette is a processor. So she needs the time to think about what's on her mind, like what I've said. She writes everything down. She's keeping like if anyone finds this book, I'm screwed. Believe Fatherhood over. How many he said that I'm a threat. Like she got everything written down on this thing. It's voice recordings everywhere. Guys, it's gonna be amazing when I die. Listen.
Honestly, though, this is gonna be great. I record our conversations so I can go back and listen to them. With his permission, right? You give me permission. He knows I'm recording. I record our conversations so that I can go back and listen to it. Because sometimes he says things and it kind of goes over my head. So I need an opportunity to go back and really like listen. What was he saying there? And then also it helps when I need to talk to my therapist.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah. So someone asked, how is Yvette feeling about working with the company? We are not going to answer that question. We're going to table that for this next week of How Married Are You, I'm sure. But it's getting real, y'all. That's 100%.
Oh, they tagged our Instagram for How Married Are You. Thank you, Black Love.
Yeah. I think that being brutally honest, he said that's me and my wife. We are literally you guys, Taurus and Gemini, right? So yeah, so I am very the reason why I'm honest, right? And I know I could have more tact, but the words sometimes escape me. And so the only thing
the words escape you, you are never lacking for words. What are you talking about?
Sometimes I can't put any, like, okay, so before I'm brutally honest with you, I've made analogies. I've done all types of things to fluff the situation up to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, cool. Now you talk too much. You got to stop talking. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
No, I was reading this question. Sorry. You have used a bunch of analogies to fluff it up. I do. Like, right? So, analogies have been.
So Yvette like, so what's the plan? So I'm like, okay, we do this. Do believe fatherhood. After that, we do this. Boom, boom, boom. She goes, okay, cool. A month later, what are we doing again? Look, we gonna do this. Bada, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then by like the 5th month, I'm like, all I need you to do is do this for this long, and we're good. And you're like, I don't think you're saying it like, you don't have to say it like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's when we kind of like, I lose tact as time goes on. No excuse. That's still not a good excuse.
I don't even have a response.
That's because I got you.
No, you didn't. I have a response. I'm just holding my tongue because this isn't our life. Okay, I tend to process similar to Yvette and I get called malicious. What? No, you're not. Thank you, Yvette, for validating me. And also, do you have any tips on how to handle being called malicious for processing this? That is not malicious.
Wait a minute.
It's calling you malicious. What do you have to say? You think it's malicious?
No. I think it's absurd that someone would get called malicious for processing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's how long are you in a relationship? Because I remember in the beginning, I'll be like, why aren't you talking to me? Why are you not communicating? I'm trying to tell you how I feel. And I just be sitting there over you like, come on, what are you trying to say? You just be like, and I think that's something that like you may not be known as well as you think you are. But even still,
yeah,
even though you're still like processing your feelings, I still think at some point you should have like, hey, like I usually just say, hey, just so you know, when we have an argument, and I know you didn't ask me, you asked her, but I'm telling you, when we have an argument, I think I'm gonna need about 2 days as a window just to process, and then I could talk with you in 2 days. So when we go through something, like I might be quiet, but just know I need 2 days to think. You know, I'm not mad at you because what I hear is, oh, you're mad at me. You know what I'm saying? You're mad at me, and then you're not responding to me as I'm trying to communicate to you. And now when you want to talk, guess what? I don't want to talk.
That is exactly how it goes. It'd be like, okay, Yvette took time to process, but during that time, Glenn was like counting all the receipts. He was collecting all the receipts, counting up the bill, and then he was building up a case against me or whatever. And then there's 2 more days of him being angry and all the things. Anywho.
Yes, maybe one more question or something. Maybe somebody got one more good question. We're gonna scroll back up to the top, and then after that, we're gonna go because it's family night. Don't forget that How Married Are You happens every Tuesday and Thursday. So,
except this week.
Except this week, we were on a good little run. But this next Tuesday, is it coming back?
I intend for it to come back.
Okay, so if it doesn't come back, it'll be my fault. Yeah, so just so you guys know.
Who's at our door? Oh, I know it is. Okay, sorry guys.
Yeah, so just know, yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday, How Married Are You on How Married
There's
Are
a
You?
nanny with our kids right now, FYI. Our kids are not answering the door. I just want to make sure everybody knows.
Okay. All right, so let's try to find one more question. A good one.
Somebody asked for a chocolate baby story time. No.
Who is that at the door? Oh, okay.
What's the hardest thing about your marriage?
That's a really good question.
Do you want to end on that? Let's end with what's
let's end it with a just lacking hope altogether.
No,
like, watch Black Love for more hope.
No, let's answer how married are you? How married are you, babe? You're not married this week.
What?
This
what
is
are you
the
talking
closest.
about?
This is the most we've touched.
Why is that any of their business?
Because you started off the whole episode.
I was just telling them that we're not doing well right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, give them some hope. Wait, you want to give them a lack of hope?
No. I was just saying, someone that said, what's the hardest thing about your marriage right now? I feel like that's a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would add some peace to the situation.
Some peace to the situation.
I mean, because I think when people, sometimes this is traumatizing for some people who grew up with their parents arguing and fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like they look at us like, damn, why you guys gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you guys just be all good? Like, sometimes that's a little bit traumatizing for people when they find out, like, you know, some of their favorite people aren't doing well, even though it's really our business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still feel like you have to understand that sometimes it's not as great as you want it to be. You know what I mean? That's a reality that we're at right now. You know, I'm not the type of person that, like, we're upset with each other. We haven't talked. We have not come to any type of conclusion. Like, I don't really want affection because that conversation that we need to have equals affection to me. You know what I'm saying? So for even like you to say like, oh, you haven't touched me or whatever, it's kind of like, I'm here too. You know what I mean? But like, we still have to communicate. Come on, like, get serious for me for a second. Like, we still have to communicate what the issue is, because otherwise,
I know.
Check this out. Otherwise, we're just gonna move past it, and it's gonna pop back. It's gonna pop back up again. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out what we're doing with this issue.
Yeah, I think the problem with us, not the problem. Well, because we were having issues this week, I went to therapy last night, and it was really good. I haven't had an opportunity to process, like, to share with you the revelations that I've had, but it was really good. And Glenn and I, and let's end there. Glenn and I are in couples therapy. That's something that we've added since the quarantine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it is so good. And when we first got into couples therapy, I don't know that we got into it because we actually felt like we needed it.
You kept saying, you need therapy. You need therapy. You kept saying that to me.
And he still needs therapy. But
you said I didn't, but go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I feel like that has been the greatest, the best thing that we have done for our marriage. The best gift that we have given our marriage is inviting someone else in to help us communicate the things that we need to communicate. Even this week with us dealing what we were dealing with, we went to our couples therapist and I felt like, I don't know, like we didn't necessarily reach any resolution or whatever from the conversation, but I did feel like he helped us communicate to each other what we were not able to. There was like you know how like there's just a signal and it's like I'm saying this, but he interpreted it a different way. I feel like our therapist really helped to bring insight to
Yeah.
each of our perspectives in a way that was like, oh, okay, I really get what they meant by whatever.
Yeah, and the process of our conversations since then was like,
Mhm.
yo, I think this. And I say, okay, this is what I'm hearing when you say that. Is that what
Yeah.
you meant?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm trying to say this.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. So all our conversations are like after every statement, there's a like,
This is how I took that.
is that what you meant? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it went really well.
And that seems like common sense when you say it out loud, but it really is not. And so I think as we leave this conversation, I just want to share.
I hate this question here.
Uh-oh.
So,
babe, let's not go there.
No.
Okay.
I really feel like this has to be addressed here.
Okay, go ahead.
Someone said, "Do you think you're too emotional, Glenn? Does a lot of stuff affect you? Do you find?
Do you find a lot of stuff
affects you? Right? When it comes to my marriage, I'm very emotional. This is my life. This is all I'm responsible for. When it comes to my family, I'm very emotional. I think that there's like I don't know what it is going on about like I'm not gonna say black men, but it's kind of like I can't like be angry or upset or something. Like it's some weird like a thing that people just be like, oh, he's mean or he's this. It's like I can't express emotion.
Mhm.
So I'm supposed to be, in order to like exist. It feels like I'm supposed to, and I know this is not what this person may have said. You know what I'm saying? But I'm taking it this way because it's kind of like, yo, like I think it's okay if I show emotion.
Mhm.
I'm passionate about my marriage. I'm passionate about my life, the things that I can control. If you start talking about issues with government and all that type of stuff, I'm chill. Like I'm not gonna say much. Like it's not really much I can say.
Mhm.
It's not really much I can control there. But here, I feel like we could be doing better, or we can be doing, we could be working better. You know what I'm saying? Together. And so I'm very emotional about things that matter to me. And you guys see me mostly in the context of family.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so
that's true.
I'm very much like. Yeah. But usually, like, I ain't really tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really chill on like other things outside of the home.
It's bothersome.
Yeah.
How chill he can be.
Yeah, because I don't really care. But anything that has to do with any of my children, or like a threat to my children or a threat to my wife, or just me and her, like I'm very passionate and very emotional. So it looks like that, but that's not really who I am. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Protect your life.
Protect your life.
Oh, that
and
merch.
Keep your network
popping, right?
Next week, I'm just gonna plug us again.
Yeah.
We have merch dropping. So if you are interested in shopping.
No. Listen, last time we dropped the Love Collection, y'all was mad when it was all gone and it wasn't available anymore. So now what you got to do is you have to go to the website, buy a gift card or whatever you got to do, because Father's Collection is dropping and we have some really dope merch. This is one of the pieces right here. We haven't even shown everybody this yet.
Yeah, this is actually a sneak peek.
Yeah, so we have it dropping on the 15th through the 19th. It's Belief in Fatherhood's 5th anniversary. So
oh my gosh, we're about to turn 5.
Yeah. So just know that you have to get it for those 5 days. If you don't, it's gone. Okay. So yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Black
you, Black
Love.
Love,
Black
for
Love, thank
having
you for having us. I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
you'll have us back because I don't know how that went.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We tried, guys. But we showed up, and that's what matters.
Yes.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Peace.